Alright guys, today we are heading to Halape, which is a hike from the bottom of Chain of Craters Road in Volcano National Park. Just gonna head along the coastline here until we see a white sandy beach, hopefully with some hawksbill sea turtles, but we'll see how lucky we get. Aaron's gonna also do some spear fishing and provide the meals for us, so that's gonna be awesome! This is in Volcano National Park. It's a very secluded white sand beach on the southern side of the Big Island. We were hiking over lava rock and on a volcano. Our entire island was formed from lava rock, which is pretty cool to think about. And we could see the different lava flows from different time periods. These cairns that you see, these piles of rocks, are actually how we stay on trail on this huge lava field, because everything kind of looks the same. So just got to keep looking for the piles of rocks. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how we saved money on our backpacking trip. Also, how to smash that like button. It really helps my channel for the YouTube algorithm just by hitting that like button, and I would really appreciate your support. All of this information is free and for your entertainment, so the best way you can support me is just to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for some more similar content, and you can also hit the little bell icon if you want to receive notifications every time I post a video. Thanks so much for your support. Now here's a little bit about our trip to Halape. If you're gonna end up doing this hike, obviously safety first. I'm packing in a lot of water, about 5 liters each, so over a gallon each. I've got this little guy, which is about a half gallon. I have another gallon of water in my pack, and also a camelback. There's literally nothing out here, and that's why it's such a far hike to get to. We did have to obtain a permit in order to be able to hike this and camp there. We're on mile 1 right now, so we will see how this goes. This was a pretty intense hike, 11.5 miles in with a little bit of hiking once we got there, and then 11.5 miles back. We spent a total of 3 days there where we spearfished to catch our food, slept in hammocks, and then we hiked back out the 11.5 mile journey. We needed a backpacking permit, which was 10 bucks for the 4 of us, and we also needed a park pass, which we decided to get an annual park pass for 50 bucks because we're definitely going to be going back here, especially when friends come to visit. So we could have paid $30 for a one-time visit to the park, or $55 for an annual pass, which we're gonna go more than twice, so that saves us money. And after we visit the park 2 times, it basically pays for itself, and we get to access the park for free because we've already paid for the annual park pass. That's one way that we've saved money on this trip. When we were picking up our backpacking permit, the park ranger was very skeptical because we came in laughing, we parked not in a correct parking spot. We were just very excited to get on this hike. She was letting us know that oftentimes hawkbill sea turtles will nest on these white sand beaches because it's one of the only beaches on the south side of the Big Island. She also let us know that in case of a tsunami, if the waves and the tide started going way out, to head up the mountain because a tsunami is coming. And my first thought was, well, what if there is a tsunami coming and also a lava flow, because we are in Volcano National Park and there's no real way to tell when the next eruption is going to happen. What if both of those coincidentally happened at the same time with a tsunami and a lava flow while we were camping in Halape? Oh well, that's just the risk that you take when you go backpacking in Volcano National Park. We actually had service the entire time we were there, and the park ranger told us that if they had reports that a tsunami or a lava flow was coming, then they would let us know by giving us each a call and texting us and just making sure that we could either get out in time, or occasionally the US military and other operations will fly in through helicopter, drop some people off, drop some supplies off, and then fly out. And they also get picked up via helicopter whenever they're done. So I'm just saying, if one of those 2 things happened, or even both of them, tsunami or lava flow happened while we were in Halape, we probably could have gotten a free helicopter ride out of there. Shucks! Just gotta cross our fingers that next time we're there's gonna either be a tsunami or a lava flow. So after we got our park pass, we made our way down the extremely long winding road. It takes about 45 minutes. It's called Chain of Craters Road. So once we traveled all the way down from the visitor center almost to the coast, we parked our car at the trailhead and started our trek in. It looks like a desert wasteland. And I have to say, hiking for almost 12 miles on uneven, very sharp lava rock is not the easiest, and we all had cuts, scrapes, bruises, blisters. We were all just cut up, but it was still so extremely worth it because that's the only way to get to this beach, is to either hike in or be a part of the military where they drop you off in a helicopter. I'm gonna opt out of being in the military, so I'm just gonna hike in. It makes these adventurous places that we travel way more worth it when it takes a long, strenuous time to get there.
Bam! 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 Boom! Bam!
So we're basically just walking across all of these different lava flows from different time periods on the top of a cliff that meets the ocean. So all of a sudden, sometimes these big waves would come in, splash water up in the air, and we would just get absolutely soaked. But that was good for us because it cooled us off, because there was not a cloud in the sky and the sun was extremely hot. And although it's very windy, which cools us down a little bit, the salty ocean water just really surprised us all of a sudden, which kept us awake when we were just kind of in the zone, looking down, trying not to fall on all of these jagged lava rocks. And it cooled us down a bit. Tomorrow. We also saw 2 sea arches right next to each other on our hike in, which was a pretty cool experience. I didn't know sea arches were that common. Double sea arch, baby! There is a sea arch at the bottom of Chain of Craters Road, but it's starting to collapse, and so they've closed it off to visitors. All right, we're almost there. Let's go out to that island. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe there's sharks. It definitely is. It's salt water. Man, those mountains are sick. Dang. It was one of our friends' first time ever backpacking and also sleeping in a hammock, so props to her because she is a beast for backpacking 12 miles in and 12 miles out on her first backpacking trip, as well as sleeping in a hammock for the first time. Wow! Mad props for doing something extremely strenuous for an entire day for the first time, and then sleeping in an unfamiliar sleeping arrangement for your first time as well. Kudos for that. Once we set up camp, we explored the beaches a little bit. White Sand Beach, just south of Volcano National Park. We were all just so exhausted. We flopped down in the shallow water to cool off, and we saw this massive eel. It had to be like 6 feet long. It was kind of scary. I don't know how aggressive eels are. I don't think this was an electric eel. I don't know anything about eels, but I've been told they're basically snakes of the water and they'll eat just about anything. If you've seen The Little Mermaid, the eel that we saw in these shallow waters looked exactly like Ursula's pet eels. Unfortunately, we didn't see any hawksbill sea turtle nesting, but that eel was an amazing wildlife experience, even though we didn't see any sea turtles. We packed in some food and snacks and also taco making, so the next day we went spearfishing, caught some fish, fried them up on the beach, and made fish tacos out of them, which was the first time that I've consumed a fish that quickly after catching it. And it was prepared in the rugged outdoors, not in like a nice kitchen where you've got hand soap, a fillet knife, and a nice oven. No, we just had a camp stove, some oil, and a pan, and we were frying up these fish, and we made some of the most delicious fish tacos that I've ever had in my life. I do eat vegetarian for the most part, but I feel a lot better about catching my own food and eating it than eating commercially farmed animals. I also have kind of a weak stomach, so I actually didn't even kill or prepare any fish because that stuff just kind of makes me a little queasy. Yeah, I thought I'd grow out of it after almost passing out in middle school when I was dissecting a frog, but nope, hasn't changed. Still queasy, don't really like blood, don't like bones, don't like any internal organs. And that is how I knew when I was going through college that I would absolutely not be a doctor, because I would just pass out in the operating room. There was also a compost toilet there that was probably the most epic compost toilet that you could ever imagine in your entire life. It didn't have any funky smells to it, and there were 3 completely open windows where you could see the white sand beach and the palm trees. Right in front of you was the mountain, and if you had to use the bathroom when the sun was coming up in the morning, you got to see the light reflecting off the water in the palm trees and the side of the mountain, and it was just an absolutely epic sight. Best compost toilet I've ever used in my life. We did pack in a lot of our own water. We probably had a little over a gallon of water each, but there was also a water catchment there where we could get water from. We also brought in iodine tablets, which are water purifiers, so that when we got water out of this water catchment, we could just throw an iodine tablet in and it would purify our water. Overall, it was an extremely epic trip. We left on Saturday, stayed all day Sunday, and came back Monday. I know I say something about this almost every single video, but I'm very, very grateful to have such a flexible schedule so that I can take a Monday off to go backpacking or go on an adventure all day Wednesday or pretty much do anything throughout the week as long as I'm getting work done. Having a flexible schedule is one of the best things that I've set myself up for, I believe, because it gives me an immense amount of freedom and I can almost attend just about every single adventure opportunity that comes up, because if I can plan for it, I can make sure that my work is done beforehand or afterwards and I can go on an adventure. My flexible schedule is something that I've been working on since I started my company 4 years ago, so that I can have the freedoms throughout the week or whenever my friends are free to do things that we all want to do and not be hindered by needing to get work done or needing to do a certain thing at a certain time. And so this is not something that has just all of a sudden come to fruition. If you're interested in learning how I make passive income in a couple different ways, check out my Patreon to be a part of it there. If you're an experienced stock trader or interested in getting started, you can get a free stock with the app WeBull, which is free to sign up. And if you decide to fund your account $100, you will also get another free stock. And if you want a third free stock, you can start trading stocks with Robinhood trading app. Both WeBull and Robinhood are free to sign up for and free to trade stocks with, so definitely check that out, do your own research, but come back here and click on the links in the description below if you're interested in getting those free stocks. Don't forget to like this video because it absolutely helps my channel and it's the best way that you can support me for this free information and entertainment, and I really appreciate you guys for hitting that like button, hitting the subscribe button, and also the bell notification to notify you every time I post a video. Thanks so much for your support, and I'll talk to you after our next adventure. Have an awesome day today watching YouTube videos. Much aloha from the Big Island.